Filters, they're really important. I'll tell you why. What's happening? Thanks for coming back. Nick Friend, always happy to see you. Today's a nice quick one. We're talking about filters. Filters that you can go on the front of your camera. The reason that these are really important is because they allow you to do things that you just can't do in post. There's an organic feel when you actually use a filter in front of the lens that you get from the actual image that you just cannot replicate in post-production. And one of the best ways to do that is with neutral density, or ND. I know that you've heard the phrase ND. Today I want to talk about variable NDs, more specifically the variable NDs that you can screw onto the front of your lens. Right now I'm shooting on the 35mm T1.3 SLR Magic Micro Prime Cine lens. Now this is a super fast lens at T1.3, which round about f1.2 if you don't know what I'm talking about. So I need to use neutral density when I'm shooting with this lens. Now I don't want to spend $1 billion on a new ND filter that's going to go into the front of this camera, but I don't want to spend $8 and get something that's going to give me terrible results. So I think I found a really cool, interesting medium, and it comes from a company called K&F Concept. Now, you've probably heard of them. You've probably seen them as like the Amazon special online. They run around $40 for about an 82mm variable ND filter, and so I really want to try it out, let you guys know how it went. It has its own hard case, which is really wonderful because it's going to keep it nice and safe. When you open it up, it's this 82mm variable ND, as you can see. So first thing I want to do is talk about cheap neutral density filters. They get this thing called cross-polarization, and you may have heard of it, and it's kind of when the polar patterns of the two pieces of glass that create that polar density, they make this little X pattern that you end up seeing in the image. And that's because you're going too far in the polarization of the two lenses interacting with one another. This one is very interesting to me because it's kind of the same price point as those inexpensive ND filters, but in order to circumvent that problem of cross-polarization, they did something that I've never seen on an ND filter before. And maybe I'm just late to the game or something, but I've never seen this on an ND filter. They put hard stops on this ND filter. So it goes from ND4 to ND32, which is insane. But the cool thing is you can't go past it. So past ND32, I'm gonna have cross-polarization issues. But because of the way that they designed this filter, I'm not able to do that. One negative about this is it does have a bit of a green cast, which is pretty easily circumvented by adding a little bit of magenta into your white balance, and then you're good to go. But basically, this is a $40 ND filter that has hard stops on it, which is the main selling point for this ND filter. You're never gonna have cross-polarization issues, and you're gonna get reliable, super cinematic results in bright daylight. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. Next week, I'm actually talking about what's lighting me right now, which is an amazing $100 light. I'll get into that next week. I'll see you then. Peace!